Right, you guys, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Mike's, okay? Make sure. If you don't subscribe to Mike, you're gonna have a fat forehead and a big hairline.
Boom, I'm with the guy Max inside. Subscribe to him, make sure you do still. Best content coming out. You know how it is.
Hello and welcome back to another video, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Make sure you're smashing the likes and subscribing if you are new. It's been a while since I've said that. I am back from holiday. Hopefully there's a double upload day, because I was going to do a double stream, but there's nothing really to talk about when it comes to the holiday. Even though there was a lot that did actually happen, I think I would just rather leave it to the summer series if I was to talk about it, because otherwise we would have no content. So we'll be live at 10 tonight for the summer series with Alfie, Elijah, and Prime. But yeah, I'm back again with another transfer video. I hope you guys enjoyed the pre-recorded videos and clips. I did try my best to keep a daily upload whilst I was on holiday, so I hope you can appreciate that. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into it, because West Ham still haven't signed anyone, and still till this day, the remaining news topic seems to be Mohamed Kudus. Obviously, he is still linked with Tottenham, Chelsea, Newcastle, etc. Let me share my screen. Talks between Mohamed Kudus and Tottenham on project/personal terms are underway. Positive approach. Kudus open to joining Spurs. Yuck. Talks continue with both player and West Ham sides. There are two more clubs still involved in the race. Now, this is the problem I have, yeah? This is the problem I have. Everyone thinks the move is done already, because this is the transfer season. Everyone thinks they know everything. Now, look, let's give you guys a reading lesson. Personal terms are basically like they're starting to be agreed. So the move isn't done, and there's no fee that's been agreed, because this is Daniel Levy and David Sullivan we're talking about, two of the worst negotiators in football. You think they're going to agree on a deal? We haven't agreed to deals in Scott Parker. It's been a long time. And the only reason why Scott Parker really moved was because we got relegated. So unless we get relegated next season, I don't see Tottenham really bullying us for a player. Not that he can anyway, to be honest. So with Kudus and Tottenham, like project personal terms are underway. I don't like football, man. I really don't like football, because joy is as well. It's like all this time about like Mohamed Kudus saying about, I want to get European football, West Ham United next season and all that, and then you agree personal terms with Tottenham and stuff. Doing all of that to then go to Tottenham and Chelsea tells me all I need to know. I can't lie. You're making an enemy out of myself. And I actually like the guy as well, but I've just been very critical of him over the past 6 or 7 months. Now, do I think a move will happen to Tottenham? I maintain no. I think either he's going to Chelsea or he'll be held hostage, because there's not clubs that are actually going to pay the money that we actually want. I don't believe that West Ham would be open to 60 million up front or 55 million plus 5 million add-ons to sell Mohamed Kudus. I don't think West Ham would be open to doing that. And that's just me being honest, because we obviously, like, his release clause is currently active right now because it's the 1st of July. Nobody's going to pay the 85 million release clause. We know that already. But after the 10th of July, you're probably going to see this move accelerate. Let's not take the piss, because if any club has any common sense, they'll wait until the release clause expires and then just offer a move where West Ham can't really refuse, and then Mohamed Kudus pushes for the move. The only time I can see him moving to Tottenham is if Tottenham bidded, for example. It was like 60, 65 million or whatever. And then Mohamed Kudus hands in a transfer request and pushes for the move and throws a toy tantrum like John Duran did last year against Aston Villa. That's the only time I can really see him moving to Tottenham. I don't see these two doing business. I don't. There's a reason why we haven't done business over the years. Like, we've wanted Jed Spence from Tottenham over the years. Like, that hasn't happened. We've wanted Kyle Walker-Peters over the years. That hasn't happened. Like, even when he was at Tottenham. There's been links to Oliver Skip before from West Ham, but it hasn't happened because it's Daniel Levy. Now, we've been linked with Tottenham players before, but it hasn't happened because it's Daniel Levy and it's David Sullivan. These two are not going to agree on the move. I know Chelsea are still interested, despite signing João Pedro. They still want to add a bolster to their options, etc. I'll talk about João Pedro another time, but this hasn't dropped their interest in signing Mohamed Kudus, but I think they would want to sell Noni Madueke first, because then it makes sense with the amount of numbers they would have in attack, etc. Just from my understanding, just from what I'm looking at, that seems to be the logic, which does kind of make sense, to be fair. For me, I see Kudus leaving this summer still, and it'll probably be to Chelsea. I maintain that. I'll be very surprised if he goes to Tottenham. If he does, then cool, my bad, and all that. Also, Tottenham fans, and since when did you guys watch football outside of Tottenham? Because you guys seem to have a very strong opinion about other people's players over their own actual fans itself. It's like I'm seeing Tottenham fans try and tell West Ham fans what to think about Mohamed Kudus. And listen, Chelsea fans are doing the exact same thing as well. It's like, for example, we have seen nothing. Like, we have seen nothing. Even though we watch the club week in, week out, we know nothing about our own players because we are outside the Big Six. We're a small club, whatever. Cool. Let's run that narrative. Because this is stupid. This is stupid. I can't lie. Like, I don't understand football fans' logic. Because most of these lot are going off comps of last season, or most of these lot are going off the idea of what Mohamed Kudus should be rather than what he actually is in himself. Like, his application and the idea of the player is very, 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 very different. Very different. Like, I think Mohamed Kudus still could be a good player. I think Mohamed Kudus will do well in that counter-attacking side. But you see a man trying to break down the block and whatever, like, he's not going to do that. I think he'd probably suit Tottenham the most, like, out of the clubs he's linked, maybe Newcastle, then Tottenham. I think he would suit the clubs the most in terms of the actual fit and profile of the player, whatever, cool. But he's not the player that people think he is. He's really not the player that people think he is. As for Mohamed Kudus himself, I can't respect a man that says all this stuff about West Ham, then goes to either Tottenham or Chelsea afterwards. Because going by the fan base's logic online specifically anyway, because people in real life don't think this, the whole Declan Rice is a snake thing for going to Arsenal. If he's a snake, then Mohamed Kudus is a big snake for going to Chelsea or Tottenham. And nobody can tell us about booing him if we come up against him. Either he goes to Chelsea or he's held hostage, because Chelsea are the only team that are serious when it comes to paying money. When do Tottenham ever, like, have logic when to pay money? The only time they pay money is for, like, an English player or some shit. Like, or it's a market opportunity. So maybe Mohamed Kudus might come into that fault. It might come into that factor because they can't get Brad Weber or whatever. But I don't see Tottenham paying the money. Also, to win the Europa League and into sign Mohamed Kudus as your first signing, that's quite funny. It's quite funny. But that is it from me. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. Your new social medias are in the description if you want to follow me and email for inquiries. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.